It is once again time for another ARC book review, and this time it is just Bromantically Invested by Saxon James. If you know me personally or even on my page, you know I am a huge Saxon James fan, as well as Eden Finley, and somehow I have recently been getting a lot of ARCs from them, and I am not complaining. I kind of feel like I have a little bit of some imposter syndrome because I don't know how I managed to get this, but I am so excited and I absolutely love this book, and I've been loving this series. If you don't know what it is, I think it's technically titled the Accidental Love series. I just always call it the Big Bertha series because it does revolve around this group of roommates who all live in this house called Big Bertha, and they're called the Big Bertha Boys. But in this book, we are following Madden, who is our wonderful naturalist who is embracing a nudist lifestyle, and his best friend Penn. So Madden and Penn have been friends since high school. Like I said, Madden has embraced this naturalist lifestyle, including, becoming a nudist. And has honestly been in love with Penn for, honestly, the whole time he's known him. But he recognizes that Penn is straight, that it's never going to happen. So he's attempted to move on, as hard as that can be. On the other side, we do have Penn, who I would say he's a little bit more stiff and straight-laced. He definitely has his habits, his, comfortable zone. He's not very willing to go outside of that. He tries, at least for Madden's sake, to go outside of it, but it's really hard for him. So now a big crux of this book is obviously Madden's longtime pining over Penn, and whether or not that could lead, to something. He obviously has these daydreams and this hope and this wish. But then we also have on the other side Penn, who is kind of really starting to realize in the beginning of the book, and he does kind of go throughout the book, that Madden is his only friend. He has no one else that he's close to in this, in Seattle. And he does have a lot of jealousy over the Big Bertha boys and their position in Madden's lifestyle. And he kind of feels like he's being pushed out of Madden's life. So he decides he really needs to find a friend. And Madden decides he's going to help him with this task / kind of help Penn maybe find love. And in the process, maybe hopefully get over this deep infatuation with Penn. So we do get introduced to some new characters in this book, one of which is Lana. She is a neighbor of Penn's who just recently moved in. They connect, but more in like a friendship way. And I think she is the best thing that Penn could have ever have happened to him. She's a great person that, just sits and listens to what Penn is talking about, but also kind of gives it to him straight. Like, she does not hold anything back. She tells him exactly what he needs to hear, even if he doesn't want to hear it. And she's definitely the one that kind of pushes Penn to kind of realize that, one, I think Madden likes you in a way more than friends, and I think you might also share those same feelings. So 3 cheers for Lana. We love her. We also get introduced to Lisa, and let's just say that there might be a little something between Lisa and Lana. But Lisa is just this absolute sweetheart. So we get introduced to some really great characters. And we get to keep up with our same Big Bertha boys. All of them come back, including Gabe. And we get to see all of them interact. And one of the things, again, I really loved about this book is, like I said, Penn really struggles with his jealousy over the Big Bertha boys. He doesn't feel like they're his friends. He doesn't feel like he has a connection with them. There's a really beautiful scene where he has a conversation with Molly and Seven. And he kind of realizes that maybe it's all been on him, and he's the one who's been kind of stepping away and closing himself off to what could potentially be a really amazing friend group / family. So obviously this book does have spice. The spice scenes were perfect. We obviously have someone who is very experienced versus someone who is not as experienced. So I think the educational level with that was done really well. And at no point did it feel like forced, and at no point did it feel like the spice was taking over the rest of the story. We also just had some other really great moments, like Madden really talking to Penn about being a nudist and what it means, and some of the, I would say, kind of like stigmas around nudist. He really talks about how people view nudist as, just these like individuals who are always wanting to have sex, that it's a weird thing, it's not appropriate. And he just really explains more about the nudist lifestyle and what it is, which I actually learned a lot about. And I'm not going to lie, I went kind of down a rabbit hole after reading this book about nudist and everything, but that's besides the point. And then we also have Penn, like I said, who really grows and develops, and he realizes that you know, Madden is not his only friend. He actually has this great group around him that he's really kept himself closed off from. And if he just kind of opens himself up, he has a really great family unit, friendship unit around him that he can go to when, you know, things get rough. We also have the two of them, you know, talking not only about their friendship relationship, their romantic relationship, but also there's a working relationship. So there's kind of three relationships being discussed here. And that really comes up because the two of them do have a landscaping business together, but Madden gets kind of pulled in / asked to join the building of a nudist community area in Seattle, and he starts to really love it and realize that after, you know, his consultation is done, he kind of wants to stay on. So there's like some really great conversations that happen between the two of them. Listen, these boys have like a 5-minute miscommunication trope, but other than that, they are really good about going and talking to each other and laying their cards out on the table with each other and not just letting things fester and go, because I'm going to be honest, I don't mind a miscommunication trope, but I don't like it when they go for like ever in a book. This does not happen. You'll figure out what the miscommunication is, but it gets figured out very quickly and everybody moves on from it. But these two are really good at communicating with each other, really good about discussing their wants, their wishes, what they hope for, and also discussing issues that they have in terms of, like I said, Penn with the Big Bertha boys. So now, Just Bromantically Invested does come out on Thursday the 17th. Pick it up. You're going to love it. I will say one part of this book that has me like chomping at the bit for the next one is Xander. I've been waiting for Xander's book since Molly and Seven's book. And we see more Xander. We see a little bit more things happening with him. His book is next and I cannot wait for it. But at no point does that distract you from Madden and Penn. They're wonderful. They're amazing. And I'm so happy that we finally got their story, especially Madden's, because I've always been intrigued by him as a character as he's popped up in the other books. So again, it comes out Thursday, October 17th. I highly recommend you pick it up, read the other ones before you get there, and you're just going to have so much fun with the Big Bertha boys.